Invented in ancient Greece by Perillos of Athens, victims were placed inside a hollow bull statue and a fire was set underneath it, roasting them alive.
An ancient Persian method of execution. The victim was placed between two boats, force-fed milk and honey, and left to be devoured by insects and rodents. The removal of skin from the body, often used in ancient Assyria and other cultures, leading to a slow and excruciating death. Victims were tied to a large wheel and had their limbs shattered with a club before being left to die. Sometimes the wheel was then raised on a pole. Victims were skewered on a sharp stake inserted through the body, often resulting in a prolonged and painful death. This was famously used by Vlad the Impaler. The punishment of being sewn into a sack, also known as puinacule, was an ancient Roman penalty for parricide, the act of killing one's parent or close relative. Decapitation was considered a more honorable form of execution, often reserved for Roman citizens and particularly for those of higher status. It was relatively swift and less painful compared to other methods like crucifixion. The condemned person was tied to a rope and then dragged under the keel of the ship, either from one side to the other or from the bow to the stern. This could be done in different ways, sometimes involving pulling the person along the length of the hull or across its width. Throwing from a cliff is specially used in spaces like Sparta, where criminals or unwanted babies were thrown from the Taygetus mountain. This was called exposure, and in this a criminal is leaving the condemned in a remote, desolate place to die from the elements or wild animals, and nobody could help him.